Hello and welcome back to the channel and to this monster of a race car, the Ferrari 712, a car created to take part in the Canadian American Challenge Cup, or Can-Am for short, which as the name suggests took part in Canada and the United States. I'm going to give you a brief background on the Can-Am series to give you an idea of what the car is about. The Can-Am series ran from 1966 to 1975 and restarted in 1977, ending finally in 1986. In the first period from 1966 to 75, the cars ran with minimum regulations. Basic entry requirements to enter a car were to meet the safety rules. The cars also had to have 2 seats, but as you can see from this car, only 1 seat has safety harnesses. The car also had to have 4 wheels enclosed as part of the bodywork. And this is it when it comes to the rules. This gave the manufacturers a lot of freedom when it comes to designing their cars. At the time, the Can-Am cars were amongst the fastest, most powerful cars in the world, more powerful than F1 cars. Some of these cars produced 1000 brake horsepower. Porsche even claimed that their 917 produced 1500 brake horsepower in qualifying mode. The most successful manufacturers in the series were Lola, McLaren and Porsche. Ferrari did not have much success in the series. Can-Am was extremely popular with F1 drivers. Mario Andretti drove this 712, you can see his name on the side of the car. Phil Hill, John Surtees, Jackie Ickx, Keke Rosberg, all great names in Formula 1 raced in this series. The car we're looking at is chassis 1010, built in 1970, originally as a 512S, which as the name suggests is a 5-litre V12. The S stands for Spider. There's also a Berlinetta version. Interestingly, the car was put together in just 3 months. It took part in the Manufacturers' World Championship in 1970 and 71, with notable wins at Sebring and Kyalami in South Africa. If you want to know more about the 512, take a look at a magazine called Enzo, the Autumn 2017 edition. It has an article on the 512 when they beat Porsche, which was driven by Steve McQueen, and a surprise win for Ferrari. There was an updated version of the 512S, the 512M, the M standing for modified, and it was lighter, more powerful and aerodynamic than the S. This 712 is an updated version of the 512 race car, but fitted with an experimental 7-litre V12 rather than the 5-litre V12, producing 700 brake horsepower. At the time it was Ferrari's largest, most powerful engine ever made. The car made its debut at Imola in Italy. It got pole position and won the race. In 1971, the 712 chassis 1010 was converted to Can-Am spec, but it was not competitive. The 700 brake horsepower engine was no match for the 1000 brake horsepower Porsches and McLarens and Lolas. After its conversion to Can-Am specification, Ferrari raced the car at Glen Watkins with Mario Andretti at the wheel. He finished 4th. Enzo decided not to enter any more races with the 712 and stopped developing the car. He sold the car to the North American racing team, or NART, who raced the car until 1974. 712 was just an experimental car for Enzo. The 512 itself was replaced by the 312 PB, which won all 10 races it entered in 1972. It was also the last time Ferrari backed a full factory program for sports car racing. Instead, Ferrari has chosen to concentrate on Formula 1. Ferrari did in the 90s create the 333 SP, which is a car made for privateer racers and was not factory backed. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please click like below and subscribe as well, as there's more interesting cars coming up in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye.